Hi, it's Christina with the Sisyphean Journal. There's an update I stumbled across. Many of you may not remember, shortly after the Dobbs decision, when Roe versus Wade was overturned, Ohio put abortion restrictions into place. And a doctor in Indiana decided she was going to make a big public splash by announcing that she had performed an abortion on a 10-year-old rape victim who had been forced to travel from Ohio. Well, first of all, the only people who forced her to travel were the people who arranged the abortion, okay? There was no legislator dragging this kid across state lines. The pro-lifers weren't dragging her across state lines. They would have provided her help so she could have a live baby, not a dead one. Is that very difficult when you're 10? Yes, it is. It's sad. It's a horrible thing that this rat bastard did that to that little girl. But killing that baby does not unrape the 10-year-old. All you're doing is now for the rest of her life, not only was mom's live-in boyfriend, it turns out, raped her and got her pregnant, but now for the rest of her life, somebody went to a lot of trouble to kill her baby on her behalf and then make her a poster child for why we need lots and lots of abortions. I just think that was a crappy thing to do to the kid. I mean, I can understand people thinking, oh my God, she's only 10, she can't have a baby. But if you think about what an abortion is, that's making your baby dead. And I just think having a live baby is always going to be better than having a dead baby. But there were questions that I still haven't been able to find answers to about whether the Ohio doctor ever reported this rape to the authorities. But now the activist who did the abortion and went bragging about it, guess what I did? She is facing a disciplinary hearing because of a HIPAA violation. She shared enough confidential information that, no, the girl herself was not identified, but instead of this staying a local case where it was prosecuted locally and people found out, you know, this is the sick rat bastard, it became, you know, a big national story where when the rat bastard was caught, everybody knew who he was and everybody knew who the girl's mother was. And it all started with this woman bragging about doing this abortion on a 10-year-old rape victim. She's the one that started this ball rolling that anybody who knew that family knows who that girl is. So the idea that I didn't release any identifying information other than the fact that she was a 10-year-old rape victim from Ohio. Now, of course, there was a story about the fact that she failed to report the abuse. Okay, she failed to report sexual abuse of a child. Now, who is this? Media Matters is updating it that Dr. Bernard did report the abortion in question. The question, it was not about whether she reported the abortion. It's did she report the child sex abuse? Said she filed the required abortion disclosure known as a terminated pregnancy form on July 2nd, 2 days after she performed the girl's abortion, according to a copy of the form Indy Star received Thursday. State law requires forms to be filled out within 3 days for a patient under age 16. The form shows Bernard indicated the girl was seeking an abortion as a result of being abused. You're filling out a piece of paperwork that goes and gets filed by bureaucrats. That is not reporting abuse to the authorities. There's a huge, huge difference. Okay? Anybody who works in any kind of bureaucracy knows that filling out a form and filing it so that it just goes into the state data machine is a whole different thing from calling the authorities and saying somebody raped this little girl. So the idea that, well, you know, I marked that little check mark on the form when I reported the abortion, that is the lamest excuse I've ever heard of. So I'm going to link below to another video I did about this. Unfortunately, all the news about the investigation into who the slimy rat bastard illegal alien was that did this to this little girl has been knocked down off the news feeds, but at least this woman's being held accountable for not reporting the child sexual abuse. But I don't know if anybody in Ohio has been held responsible for dragging their asses about reporting this sexual abuse.